to call it. Okay, then we put inside another boiler with water outside there. So the temperature of the danzong cannot exceed 100. You cannot have the water in there boiling. Okay, to maintain that temperature, to slowly let the protein disintegrate into a very fine nutrients. The more you take in, you can absorb. What is that fine nutrients? Nucleic acid. Only then you can do that. Actually, nucleic acid, what is that all about? It's actually a DNA. The two DNA is made from nutrient. And what nutrient makes the DNA? Nucleic acid. So basically, anything that you eat contains nucleic acid. The vegetables that you take, because it's made from cells, from cells got DNA, the DNA got nucleic acid. You eat the meat, meat also made from cells, cell also got DNA, DNA also got nucleic acid. Why we don't see the result of eating? Because you need to digest the food until the cell, and the cell digests until the DNA. So it's a very, very tedious, time-consuming, and very high energy level. Only then you can digest it that way. And the human body can't do that.
So anything 都可以打美脚 very good already lah.
Yes. That's why you can see that Chinese, when you are sick or when you go through an operation, also think they will to give you this gaising essence of chicken, exactly the same. That means you have to boil it for a very long time, but not boiling. Okay, it's like double boil it until the cell disintegrate, release out the nucleic acid.
Then how about buy the brands?
Okay, the brands, okay, no one's recording. Okay, I'm not so familiar because what I want to share with you is brands. Actually, last time I cannot say for sure, but currently it's not. It's highly, how to say, not to say chemicals, it's all being predetermined the formula. It's not really like the chicken double boil. A lot of coloring, preservative, caramel is into that. And to share, be frank with you, is my ex-girlfriend, every time I bring about her. My ex-girlfriend used to work for another company called ProGyms. It's very similar to brands. ProGyms is very popular for the fish essence. Brands is very popular for the essence of chicken. So I was, not just how to say it, both of us got interviewed for that factory in Rawang. My ex-girlfriend got employed, I didn't get it because I can't read Mandarin. They use a lot of herbs. And from her, she worked in the R&D. She's the head of the R&D. So every time running the whole batch, the whole machine run the first batch of essence of chicken, essence of fish, whatsoever, she need to get that sample, go to her lab, analyze few things. First thing, of course, the flavor. Then the color. Then the amount of protein, that means they said is protein. If anything of this is not reaching the standard, add that. Protein powder, amino acid added in, caramel added in, coloring, flavoring added in. So only then you can have every single bottle exactly the same taste. So if you do it at home, double boil your chicken during we call it confinement. Okay, a lot of ladies eat chicken, right? After doing confinement, you use bone, double boil, and then get the essence of chicken. So my mom used to do that. So my mom gave me the drink. It's actually milky, yellowish, beige color. So I drank it, very tasty. But mama, how was it? It's only one, how much? One big spoon only, not much, only one chicken. I said, nice, but not on par, not reach that standard yet. And this is standard. You know what? The essence chicken is black color one, the one is yellow. Not enough, wow. Not long enough. Mama said, how come not long enough? Until the bone is brittle. Nothing left in the chicken already. I came out, it's still yellow. I don't get black one. Then how all this essence of chicken black in the market?
Coloring.
Coloring.
Caramel.
Caramel. Now you know it. So it's not that I'm saying that essence of chicken is not good, but are you really thinking essence of chicken? How many percent of essence of chicken in there? Rather than a little calorie preservative, all these things.
How many percent?
Lesser than. I can't say for sure because lesser than 10.
Oh.
That bottle less than 10.
Very expensive also. Yeah.
True. I think if really the original one, I think it's worthwhile. You just imagine one whole chicken, the double boiled only have one soup spoon of chicken. So the expect, so it's already very expensive. It's like bird nest. Why is it expensive? Because the collection, everything, the hassle to go through it. But the only thing that really make it works is how you prepare it. You must double boil. Cook it very long. then you have it. Then a lot of people ask me, Charles, if I use both, all these things can have that. Yes, you have uric acid. At the same time, a lot of uric acid too. True, true. That's why you have to see the difference. That's why breadness they do that is only protein, so you have only nucleic acid. You use meat, use bone, you have this as an extra thing you'll get it too. The uric acid, other things that you don't need it. So nucleic acid is very core thing. Second thing is folic acid. Folic acid, a lot of ladies know it, especially when you're pregnant, you have to take folic acid. Okay, folic acid is the one that helps the baby to prevent of having this, we call it neural tube defect, whereby the brain and the spinal is not in place because of DNA problem. So beside that, it also works very well for one particular part of the DNA. It's called the P53. This is the part in the DNA that controls cancer. So if this part breaks, cancer cell will duplicate very fast. And this part of DNA requires a nutrient called folic acid. Okay? So folic acid is something that everyone should be taking. But if you are not a vegetarian, you have no issue because all meat contains folic acid. Unless your digestive system not good, cannot absorb it. Unless of that, if not, you should be having sufficient. And vegetarian are kind of prone towards folic acid deficiency. Vegetarian.
What kind of vegetable will contain
No.
vegetable?
They have some sea carb a little bit, aloe vera a little bit, not much. Not much. It's recommended that either you take supplements or eat some meat. Animal source.
So the one that the doctor gives a folic acid one, right? The tablet one, where does it come from? Is it a chemical?
Chemical?
So it's not from the.
Even supplement also chemical. It's actually what do you call it? What's the name of? Not folate. It's not called folic acid. It's called what folate already. It's actually yes, it's folate. It's not folic acid. It's added with chemicals. Better than nothing lah. If you're really lacking, take that lor. If you're not lacking, eat meat lor.
Eat meat lor.
Very good reason. If you don't feel like a lot of people tell me, oh, meat not good lah, or it's going to be got karma later on, then take something like
Eggs okay.
milk.
Milk.
Eggs also okay.
Beans. What about seafood?
No,
Fish and all this? No.
Not much. Meat.
Chicken
Yes.
or pork lah.
Chicken pork.
Chicken pork.
No.
Beef.
Milk, egg also okay.
8蚊啊，eggs
Eggs, of course, people still think that eggs is still not vegetarian. Milk is okay. Milk
Milk has
confirm
folic
vegetarian.
acid.
Got?
Oh, okay.
Got. Milk confirm acid. And the last thing to protect your DNA, antioxidant. These are the things that are very important. Nowadays, a lot of people try to eat a lot of different types of vegetables. Not vegetables, fruits. Very expensive fruits, all imported, all the berry, blueberry, raspberry, all the berries, right? Never heard about that. Suddenly all the berries in the market. Okay, fine. If you want to take antioxidants, different color of all these fruits are important, but go for local fruits. Why local fruits? Because local fruits definitely nutrients content is much higher. Imported, it takes some time for it to export.
Fresh.
Imported, they're fresh, and then some of the nutrients might be depleted. And then most of the fruit might not be ripe on the tree. Even though local one also not that, but the chances you're getting a ripe fruit is higher. Go for local fruits. Okay? And antioxidants must go for a variety. Let's don't take only one. I take apples. I take fruits every day. Apple. It's not going to give you anything. Okay, you need to have a variety of antioxidants. Only then it will works. Okay? And then don't think that your multi-grain is going to be a lot of antioxidants. People taking multi-grain for breakfast. Multi-grain is actually different type of grain. It's still giving you carbo.
Carbohydrates.
Yes. A lot of people they say, oh, my one is added a lot of fruits and vegetables. When they read at the ingredient, the first thing is all this grain, and fruits and vegetables at the bottom. It means that only a little bit. It's still not sufficient.
How about the oatmeal?
Oatmeal, not antioxidants.
Oatmeal, not fiber.
Fiber and
Fiber, but it's you have carbo too, right? Is it?
Carbo?
Yeah.
Grain nut is carbo. It's not antioxidant because some people mix the carbo and the grain with antioxidants because they have variety of beans or lentils or then the legumes and then the grains. They think that it's antioxidant, but it's not. Okay, antioxidants coming from a lot of fruits with bright colors, vegetables with bright colors, very bright one. Nuts is actually omega oil. Nuts are actually high in all the walnut, cashew nut, pistachio is omega oil, the plant version of omega. So, yes.
How about dry fruits?
Dry fruits, lesser antioxidants. Still have it. Very simple, ma. A prune, no. kind of called prune, is it?
Apricot.
Apricot. No, that's a prune and dates.
Dates.
It's the same thing, right?
Is it?
I think the prunes is the one that is dried version. Is the not dry version, what do you call that? Plum.
Blah blah.
Plum. Yes, sorry, not dates. Plum and prunes is exactly the same fruit. So one is with water, one is being dehydrated. So when you look at the color, which one is more brighter? Plum lah. The prune is like 一劈嘢黑咪掹嘅唔知咩嚟嘅。Yes, it's concentrated of sugar. It's because the water you remove it, so what's left is sugar. That's the difference. So definitely fresh one better than dried one.
So it's the same goes with raisins?
Yes, raisin and grapes exactly.
Yeah.
So grapes you can see wow very colourful, still very bright. The raisins like all dark. So that's the difference. Go for antioxidant is all that. And later I want to share some points with you. All these things, nutrition, how it works. Okay?
How about sweet potatoes? Does it have
Yes,
antioxidants?
yes. Vegetables with bright colour can.
Yeah.
But sweet potato depends lah. If you want to go for the purple one, I think it's much stronger compared to the orange one. And one thing, variety is the key. Just don't take only one color. Oh, I take a lot of vegetables and fruits. No, very high on this. What do you take? I take pumpkin lah. I take sweet potato lah. I take carrot lah. I take corn lah. When you think about it, it's all yellow and orange lah. So not enough. A variety, different colors. Okay, then the result will be much better. Then we'll see for this part itself, how to repair back our DNA. This is like to protect, repair, the basic thing. If your body is not functioning well, what are things you can do? You can actually boost your body enzyme and hormones to repair it by itself. Very simple thing. What do you mean by enzyme here? Enzyme, a lot of people think only one thing, digestion. Not only that. If you heard about coenzyme Q10, Q10, called Q10 they call it, is a very important nutrient that strengthens the heart. Nowadays, those who are on hypertension medication, doctor is actually encouraging you to take. Because this enzyme can actually strengthen back the heart, make the heart start to work more. Okay, another few enzymes maybe some of you heard before, like SOD, catalase. All these things are very good enzymes that actually prevent cell from being damaged from the very beginning. This is called the cellular antioxidants, cellular type of enzymes. There even some enzymes can actually help you cleanse out all this pigmentation from the skin.
What's that?
What's that? Later I'll share with you. I'll share with you. There are, okay? So all these things and hormones is the same thing too. If you can balance back your hormones is more like a body type of communicator. When your body needs to sleep, when your body needs to be awake, when you need to feel hungry, when to generate new skin cells, all is controlled by hormones. So that's why when you go through hormonal imbalance, especially ladies, you have a lot of problems with the skin. Reason why? Because a lot of things is not controlled well. So to communicate well, control well, you must have a very balanced hormones. And this can be achieved through nutrition too. Okay? Or you don't get your hormones, you eat the right nutrients and you produce your own hormones. You don't take hormones because hormone will give you a lot of, we call it side effects or under or over regulation. What do you mean by that? Very good example with ladies, because ladies having a lot of hormone problems. Your contraceptive pills. Okay? Your contraceptive pills is basically hormone pills. That's going to mimic your body. So what's the function of contraceptive pills? Not to get you pregnant. Right? So by making your hormones irregular. So you're supposed to have menses, you don't have menses. You're supposed to have your fertilization, you didn't have that too. So in the long run, what will happen? You have a lot of side effects of hormonal imbalance. So some ladies actually go through menopause too early. Like today, we have 40-year-old plus already menopause. Yeah, very young. And she asked me, is it going to be like inherited? I said no. And at the same time, you also will hear stories like this. Ladies enter menopause. When they enter menopause is when their ovule from the ovary is fully excreted out. No more eggs in there. Then you enter menopause. So when you enter menopause, you will not have menses for sure. But nowadays, you will see ladies who enter menopause, all of a sudden have back their menses. Some bleeding lah, some growth in the tumor or whatsoever in the ovary or in the uterus. What happens here is not supposed to enter menopause so early. But because of hormonal imbalance, body cannot allow her to have enough hormones, so the whole thing stops. But there are still something left in there, and it starts to grow. So normally, healthily, ladies who go through menopause, nothing will happen to the uterus. Okay, it's like
Normal.
normal. So nothing will do anything. Okay, so nothing will happen in there. Just leave it like that. Nothing will happen. But nowadays, a lot of ladies after menopause they start to have growth, bleeding, whatever, because hormonal imbalance. And this one can be achieved too. Okay. The last thing, all this premature aging, mutation and stuff. Okay. This is very simple. If you want to prevent all these things and stuff, start doing something about it, like strengthening and optimizing your body function. And this one will achieve. If you can achieve this, it will achieve all the rest. It's all interrelated. So all these 9 hormones, it sounds a little bit too big for you to handle one shot, but if you break it down, it's very simple. It can be done through nutrition. And we're going to see how it's going to be done. If your nutrition do it well and stuff, you can achieve something like this. This is a photo of the father. This is a photo of the son.
Wow.
Not exactly the same, huh?
Yeah.
So if you know how to take care of your DNA, you can pass down generation to generation. And it can be the exact same gene. Father and son, mother and daughter. The previous mother photo and the current daughter photo. Looks very more or less the same. It's not necessarily must be the same sex. It can be from father to daughter. Looks very much the same too. Okay. Then we have another one, the mother and the son. This is the mother old photo and this is the recent son photo. They look exactly the same. If you know how to take care of your genes, your DNA, you can even pass through another generation. This is the grandma photo, this is the granddaughter photo. So the granddaughter trying to mimic how her grandma looks like. And a lot of people say, Charles, is this Photoshop or is it exactly the same one? Okay, it depends on you. But another one that cannot go away is if your gene is being taken care of, the DNA is being taken care of, it can pass through 3 generations like this. The grandma, the mother, and the granddaughter. The face more or less the same. The only thing is different is what? The hair. Yes, I think the guys are strong in their DNA in their hair. Okay, the look, the ladies don't dominate. This is they look exactly the same. This is how we say that if you know how to take care of the genes, you can be healthy this generation and you can pass on to the next generation. It's all about knowing how to take care about your gene. Don't make it age too fast. Okay? Then we're going to see what nutrition can do about this. Well, it's actually very simple. So nutrition is really the science of study that deals with food and nourishment in humans. Making it simple is how to eat your food in order for your body to be healthy. This knowledge is called nutrition. It's more like the bridge that connects your food with your health. This is called nutrition. And nutrition, we have a lot of standards. A lot of people think that I'm eating very healthy. If you do not know how to eat healthy, you will have something like this. You might be eating a similar thing, but you're not eating healthy. This is called the French paradox. Some people knows about it, heard about it. These are the ones that cause a lot of wine getting more and more expensive. Okay? This is actually what happens. Studies have found out that the Americans eat a lot of meat, they like burgers, steak, whatever. The French also eat a lot of meat, steak. But they found out that the Americans used to have a lot of heart attack. The French don't. The Americans are very obese. The French don't. So they feel like, what happened to them? They also eat meaters. They eat a lot of meat. The only thing that makes it different is actually what they drink, what they complement their food with. Burger complement with carbonated drinks, soft drinks. They complement with red wine. There's a lot of antioxidants. That small thing, a glass of wine, antioxidant can save them from heart attack. So that's why you can see that it's not what you actually eat, it's how you eat it is more important. So it can be achieved. So nowadays a lot of people are asking me, Charles, red wine good, can I drink? How much are you drinking? A bottle or something like that. A bottle is too much. Okay? A glass a day. Nonetheless, wine does contain alcohol that is bad for your liver. Okay? A glass a day is still good. But you must drink red wine, not white wine.
Wine.
White.
Wine, not white wine.
Why?
It's a wine, not wine.
Good. Okay? Traditionally, red wine and white wine both are made from grapes. You all know that. The red wine is actually they pluck it from the tree. Okay, not really tree lah. They just hang it there. Okay, pluck it there. So what they do, they throw it in the big basin and then let the ladies without the shoe go and step on it. Okay, step until the thing turn mushy. Okay, the skin, the seed all break, and then all the dead skin of the toes goes in. Then the next day, wow, very nice. And the smell, all the aroma, some more. So that's called. That's what they're doing, ma.
Yes.
True, so they just go barefoot on that. So what they expect? So this is what you do again. Okay, because of the seed breaks, the skin become we call it indirectly being mushy, being dissolved as the mash off, and all goes in. It's all the pigments in the grapes that give you all this result. But when you take the grapes, peel off the skin, remove the seed, and then ferment it, you get white wine. Whereby it's transparent, no aroma at all. That's the difference. You just have the alcohol. So what happens? If you want to have the effect, simple. Okay? First thing, you have to chew the seed of the grapes. So buy some grape seed and then drink the wine and chew the grape seed. Whereby you're going to feel that it's a little bit bitter. Yeah, that's the taste. Only then you have the result. Okay? Second thing, if you found out that because nowadays red wine not as tasty as last time, because now it's commercialized already, you don't have the effect. So what you do? Simple, pour it in the basin, soak your feet in there, and tomorrow you drink it back. You will have the same result too. Okay, if you want it that, but basically it's all about the antioxidants. This is the very typical explanation. If you want to,
Can we just take the grapes?
you must chew the skin and together chew the seed. You have to break the seed.
The same effect.
Oh, have the same effect.
Some people say that the seed is actually a lot of seed, especially hard one containing
Cyanide.
cyanide.
Oh, not grapes. Apricot seed, yes. Apple seed, yes. But not the papaya seed, no. No cyanide.
Watermelon seed also should be safe, right?
Safe. We have quati now.
Yeah.
The seed we can even eat. No.
But the grape seed is actually quite hard.
Yeah, you can chew it.
Oh, it's safe to chew.
Chew. If you don't chew, blend it up.
Oh.
Okay? But the blender cannot be on high heat. High heat it will oxidize. The nutrients will be gone.
How about
Swallow it.
pomegranate?
Swallow cannot. Pomegranate can. But actually, a lot of people think that Charles I must drink red wine to get that. No lah, other fruit also having antioxidants. It's just that last time they don't know why. Because the French takes red wine is not because of the antioxidants. It's because that their habit like to, their culture like to eat that way. And they found out, hey, how come they eat so much meat and still so healthy, still so slim? So they only found out is the reason is the red wine. So if you don't drink red wine, you can take pomegranate, you can even take papaya, high antioxidants.
But the pomegranate seed is edible as well.
Edible?
Very hard. So we can actually
Pomegranate more.
pomegranate.
Pomegranate got seed, the seed is like 1,127. What man? Pomegranate don't have seed.
All seeds.
The all seed can full of juices.
Yeah, but usually we
I chew the whole thing and swallow.
oh, you must be the type that very soft one. Yeah.
No, I got the pomegranate, I cut into half and pour out all the seed with the fruit and just chew it up. Pomegranate, no, I'm talking the right fruit. Yes,
I think
so like you can eat the whole seed now. It's all the like different species.
Yeah,
Some
different.
species the seed very hard one.
The
very
local
big
one,
seeds
local one
Some
very
quite
hard
hard
one.
one.
Yeah.
Legal not strong enough, I tell you.
The overseas
We
one,
teach
yeah.
you crack, you will
Yeah.
you will get crack.
Pomegranate, no, am I really
No, no,
yeah,
referring to the same fruit or not?
Very sạch lâu.
Got
No, sạch lâu, sạch lâu. Can eat now.
Cũng ngàm nữa what?
Really? Really?
You must have a good teeth.
I
Just you take only the red color one, huh?
This is my phone, my phone is on the table. I want to double confirm, are you talking about the same?
No, it's the, but
Yes.
some
Yeah.
it's the species, is it?
Uh-huh.
Like some
The white
comes is quite hard, the seeds.
The white one
Really?
quite hard. Yeah.
Yeah, the
The
white
white one
one.
really quite hard.
Yeah.
I think
That's the reason.
Really? I didn't know that all. Okay. Then the nutrients in the seed will come out, you can absorb it.
Just I have a question on the grapes. Sometimes we buy the grapes, it's actually like surface whitish.
But it's
I think most probably will be some wax in that.
Those are not natural, right? Okay.
Actually, you can wash it off. That's definitely natural. Actually, when people add in some wax in there, is to prevent bruises. We call it bruises for the fruits itself. Because when you export, import, a lot of handling involved, the fruit can get bruised and get spoiled easily. That's why they have a very thin layer of wax on the surface, pre-mixed. That's one of the reasons why they're having wax there. And wax also can kind of slow down the ripening process of the fruit itself, so it can last a bit longer.
So the best way to clean the grapes is actually
I might suggest you this, but it sounds a bit ridiculous. Hot water. Some of Jackie is laughing already. So you have a bowl of hot water, a bowl of ice water.
okay.
Dip it 1-2 seconds, take it out, put in the ice water. You can see the wax gone. Because only surface contact with hot things, wax will melt. If not, it will not. If not, you have to find other things like a lot of detergents, wash yourself. But sincerely, I don't really recommend so much of detergents. It's still chemicals.
Residues,
Yeah, residue will be in that.
You're talking about the detergent for the fruits, is it?
Yeah. But a lot of people will tell me that, oh, it's natural, it's good. My question is very simple, can I drink that detergent? If I can drink it, that means I can use it to wash it, that means it's safe enough.
Salt?
Cannot.
No? Put some salt, then you scrub it a bit.
not easy.
Salt cannot dissolve wax, That's the point. If it's more like water soluble chemicals, yes. Because when you have salt water, it will drag out the moisture off the fruits. So of course, if it, on the surface is water soluble one, yes, it will dissolve by itself. But now it's wax wall, it's not water soluble. You dip in the water or soak it overnight, it's still going to be there. It doesn't dissolve. Only heat can do that naturally. Other thing, chemicals.
Hot water then you'll kill the.
2 seconds. 1, 2, they get out. If not, the whole thing get cooked. Not right. What is this? Me, welcome.
Grapes.
Cook grapes. Not right, cook grapes. Okay, let me have another example. These are the basic things I want to share with you now, okay? But of course, at home was something much more easier. Actually, we all need to know how to eat. And we have standard for that. Not many people are kind of aware. In Malaysia, in all around the world right now, they are promoting my plate. So every meal that you're taking should be something like this, quarter, half. So the first quarter of the plate is actually your grain, multi-grain, like the size of the fist. Consider enough. Okay? And then on the protein, the size of your palm, middle part, squarish, one size will be enough. And then this one half will be a combination of fruits and vegetables, like 2 fists. If cooked vegetables, a fist, if fruit around this size, okay, if you're taking grapes, it's like this size. Grapes. Okay, so this is very basic. So it's like more promoting a balanced diet. And then we have another one we call the food pyramid. How many type of food you need to take a day and how many serving you need to consume. This is called a food pyramid. Many of you have seen this Sincerely, none of you is actually practicing it, including myself. Okay, I admit that. So food pyramid is basically my plate is every meal. Food pyramid, a day. How much you need to consume in a day. Only then you get a balanced diet. So by having all these nutrients, balanced diet, you can achieve all the earlier things that I mentioned. Protecting your DNA, repairing things, and then preventing a lot of diseases. But it sounds a little bit difficult. Why? Because nowadays, our food pyramid will be something like this instead of like this. Okay? What happens up here? Because the top here is all the salt and the oil, and we are taking excessively. Okay? And then the grain is still okay, but the fruits and vegetables in the middle is also insufficient. That's the thing that is going to kind of like give us a big obstacle to achieve 120 years old. Because 120 years old is achievable. We have Tun Hane, a very good example. Every time I want to bring him up, it's not because of his political career, it's because of what he had done in terms of his health. We all know that he'd done a bypass before. He used to be very unhealthy. Okay, we all know heart attack is the biggest killer in the world. He used to almost be one of the statistics. But after the incident, He took real good care about his health. Be very cautious about eating, striking the right balance, and you, like year 94 now, you can see that he's still very alive, alert. Not senile, and then no dementia, okay? No Parkinson's, still driving. These are the things that we really like about him in a way, because he displayed to us that it can be achieved. How long he can live, nobody knows. He might be the one in Malaysia who live 120 years old and prove to us it's achievable. And then to be the longest serving Prime Minister then, if he lives to 120 years old, a lot of people worry. Okay, that's another topic. So without our politics today, we don't talk about politics, we'll talk about this. So in order to make it easy for everyone, I want to share something really good that we nutritionists really like. Because to be healthy yourself, you can do a lot of things. A lot of people telling you this, telling you that. Some might work like intermittent fasting now is very popular.
Yeah.
Some they do their own enzyme, buy your fruits and then ferment it yourself. These are the things that people are still experimenting. So not much of this solid evidence in the way. But today I want to share something with you is something that is already been proven. So what I'm going to introduce to you, the bees. Okay, be healthy, be as healthy as the bees. Why? First thing, by Albert Einstein stated, if the bee disappear in this world, we humans can only live around 4 more years, we're going to die. Because bees are playing a very important role in our ecosystem by doing this pollination. Pollinate the flowers, so you have fruits, all the plants can grow. This thing is not so important, but just want to let you know bees are very important in our ecosystem, and the way they live, we should follow. And that's the reason why the Japanese have this honeybee science research center in Tamagawa University in Japan, whereby they're actually very keen on how bees live their life. Bees live very healthy. They don't change their diet. So what bees take so far? Honey and pollen. And what you take so far compared to your ancestor? Do you know? Your grandma don't know what's pizza? You might be taking a pizza, burgers, fried chicken. I think it's quite common, fried chicken. But not last time version. Last time version is not those thick skin, crunchy skin one. So that's why our diet keep on changing. So if you want to be healthy, you can actually look for bees. Why? One thing I want to share with you. Okay, these are actually some of the fossils. Long time. This one might not be so clear. This one is much clearer. Okay, which one? This one. This is from the Natural History Museum of London, and this fossil already 40 million years ago. So when you look at it, it looks like a bee, right? Or you look at it, it looks like what? Any other thing? The first thing comes to your mind is a bee. So the bee existed in this world even longer than human being. That's one thing. And they don't change. They've been like that throughout 40 million years. A lot of species extinct already. And a lot of species have to change to adapt. We human already changed lah. Simple lah. We Asian also. We Chinese also doesn't look like Chinese nowadays. Okay, if I speak Malay with people, they kind of do not know whether I'm Chinese or Malay. Because I can be very fluent and the skin is quite tan, right? But that's why we keep on changing. Why? The DNA changing, environment change, our DNA change. But the bees, the DNA can maintain exactly the same. Do you remember I mentioned the thalamus? Keep on sharpening and then DNA changing, all these things. They can maintain exactly the same. Throughout 40 million years, the DNA exactly the same. And how they do that, I'm going to see something very interesting here. First thing I'm going to share a little bit about the bees. So today it's a little bit more like basic learning, knowing a bit more about the bees. So bees basically, when you look at it, it's very simple. The moment the egg is being laid, for the first 3 days it's going to be egg. After that, they will form into a larva, okay, small baby, and then into pupa, and then in the age about 21 days it will form into a bee. This is called a normal bee cycle. 21 days from egg become a bee. And once become a bee, what they do, simple lah, go and get honey, get bee pollen back, and then build the nest. This is what they do. And after that, they will die. So basically, they will die within 6 weeks to 8 weeks. Very short period of time. But the most important thing, it gives you a very good insight how to live healthily. They only eat on 2 things, honey and bee. Just now, Jean is 122 years old for this Guinness Book of Records. For guys, Fred Hale, okay, actually he's the world's oldest man, okay, by year 2004. I think so far nobody beat him yet. He lived for 113 years old 113. Not bad, oh, the lady 122, the guys can live 113. And he actually, the most important thing is this photo. Okay, this photo you have seen here is actually his photo taken when he's actually renewing his driving license at the age of 104. So he's even stronger than Tun Hade. 104 still driving. 104 took this photo. And when people ask him, what are your secret recipe for longevity? And he answered, every day I took honey and bee pollen. Just like the bees. This is something that I take every day. Of course, I do eat other things, but I do start up with honey and bee pollen from himself. Okay, he's not around already, but he did share one of his secrets for longevity. It's just taking something natural from the bees. Okay, so what is this bee pollen and honey so good about? A lot of people heard about it, and some have misconception too. What do you mean by misconception? Let's look at the good part first. Bee pollen is actually written, cited in many old, like Bible, like Quran, is all written there as the most complete food on earth. It means that it has all the nutrients that you require. It's really that good, system of nutrients. And one thing I want to share is this, a little bit different. Having the nutrients and having at the right ratio is different. We look at bee pollen and compare with other food. First thing, we look at the protein content. Pollen, 100 over. Then you have the beef, you have the chicken. And then for the plant, soya, 20 over. So soya is the plant source of protein. But if compared to meat, it's very little. Meat can over 100, plant is only 27 only. But you look at bee pollen, it's plant-based, but it's already above 100. So it's same quality of protein in comparison to meat. Then, on the fat that we don't want. We all know beef is no good too much. Why? Because high in fat. That's why we prefer chicken. Because chicken is high in protein, low in fat. And bee pollen also the same. High in protein, low in fat. Just like a chicken. But a lot of them, I take chicken now, don't take bee pollen. Yes, you can do that, but you'll be lacking on other things. Why? Chicken, beef, all this meat have no vitamin C. And bee pollen got vitamin C. And it's quite high too. Even higher than cabbage and tomatoes. So bee pollen is something very unique in a way. It has all the nutrients that you require at the right ratio. High in protein, low in fat, high in vitamins and minerals. That's why it's very good. But a lot of people, the moment they heard about bee pollen, no lah, it's causing allergy. The allergic reaction. I sneeze a lot, hives a lot, it's different. So bee pollen produced by the plant, they are categorized into two categories. One, we call it anemophile. Anemophile is being blown by the wind. The other one is entomophile, is being carried out by insects, especially the bees. So you can see the effect is very different. One that causes allergy, one can relieve allergy. It's totally different. Okay, and how? The people ask me, Charles, the plant produces the same thing. How come one is better, one is not good? It's very simple. The answer lies with the bee. Okay, when I show you later on how it's being collected, you can see the difference. We just let you see how the A pollen is collected. It's something like this. Okay?
Where basically I take a paper bag and I put the entire head or entire branch into the bag, close it up, and I just hit the bag like so. Now, what I'm going to find is, as I do that, out comes all this pollen dust, as well as a few little bits and stuff. That part I'm going to sift off later. I've got a bunch of screens I've been using, like this, and so different size screens graduating down to like the finest screen, and we eventually filter it all off and we create a pollen like so. So this is our finished product, is that fine dust particulate. That's the pollen of about half it.
Okay, so this one is actually used air. That means it's just use vacuum and get it. So you get everything. You get the good one, you get the bad one, you get other things that you need too. So what happens here is, when you take this type of pollen, you have allergic reaction. Because the pollen, the spore, the outer layer of it, is not digestible. So it can stuck in your nose, it cause you to sneeze, stuck in the digestion, it cause a lot of this hive and then skin allergy, all this thing. It's because you don't have the ability to dissolve, digest it. It's not meant for our stomach to eat. But when you go for bee, it's different. This is how bee collect their bee pollen. Then they have a pollen basket at the back, they will bring back to their nest, then we have this bee pollen. Okay, you want to see this? Okay, this is the process. This is the bee pollen trap. Whereby bee will have to go in here. I'm going to explain to you how we get our bee pollen. Simple. First thing, bee will fly to a flower to get the nectar. At the same time, get the bee pollen. They only have the hind leg reach basket. Only 2 baskets. That means one shot they fly up, they only can bring back 2 baskets of bee pollen. So what they do, they get the nectar and go to the flower. They will taste every single bit of the pollen. Taste it nice, put at the hind leg, bring back. Not nice, just throw it out. Simple as that. That's the reason why you can see bees, they don't go to one flower only. They will fly to a few different flowers to collect what they want. Because they can only choose the best to bring back. Because bee can only go up twice a day. If too late, the weather being too humid, they cannot fly out. The moment they fly out, they cannot detect the way back. So they only fly once or twice a day. That's why they have to bring back the best to go back. But how do we get this bee pollen? And how come it's different? Simple, because every pollen is being tested by the bee. When the bee tests it, they will have the bee saliva. And that is the one that have to digest up the outer spores itself. So this type of bee pollen will not cause allergy reaction. Now how do we get it? So when they fly back, we just chop off their leg. Okay? So how do we get that? Okay? A lot of people ask me how to get bee pollen that they are already carrying bag with them. So if you notice that we have put a box there, we call a pollen trap at the entrance. So the pollen trap very simple. It's just that the hole is very small. So when the bee has to enter back, they have to squeeze in. So when they squeeze in, the hind leg kind of like can squeeze in that time, and a little friction here and there, drops some of the pollen at the bottom. So we take it out, this bee pollen that we get. So we kind of like steal from them. This is what we do. So but this type of pollen tax them. Okay, tax them. So this type of pollen is allergy free. And it's very good. Your body can digest it. A lot of nutrients, a lot of vitamins in there. And then another thing, honey. We all know that honey is good. Okay? Honey is actually from the nectar, from the flower. Okay, you can see that they have to fly 55.
Bluetooth has disconnected.
Okay. They have to fly 55,000 miles and gather from 2 million flowers to produce 1 pound of honey. So it's around, so it's not easy to produce honey at all. And the most important thing I'll share about honey is this. After the honey and the bee pollen have been taken, your body can digest, you have a lot of nutrients. So these nutrients are going to live the bee very long life? No. Like I said, bee only lives 6 to 8 weeks. So a lot of people in child are then diabetic. Honey and pollen, what's the purpose? Cannot live long, cannot live healthy. So now the guy live 113 years old actually there's a secret behind that. Why the bee eating honey and pollen so nutritious, they are not living that long? It's something behind it. There's another story, hidden story, nobody knows. Okay? If you really take your bee pollen and honey, you should live very long. But the bee don't do that. Why? If the bee, we look at it, okay, this is the bee hive. They have 3 types of bee. One is called the normal worker bee. They're going to live 6 to 8 weeks. Another one we call the drones. Okay, one bee hive around 20 to 30,000, only around 100 plus. The drones are the male one. So considered useless. Why? After mating, they will die. So what's the purpose of having drones? Just to mate and die, okay? So we don't need them that much. So the rest of the beehive is all the worker bees that are females. But they don't live long. 6 to 8 weeks only. They're eating the best honey and bee pollen. Why they are not living that long? The answer lies in the middle. Because they have a queen bee. They can live 3 to 5 years. So much longer than the normal worker bee. They are also females. But why the queen bee can live so long? Why the rest of the bee doesn't work so long? Is there any bias whatsoever? No. Because the reason the bee can't live so long is after the bee eat the honey, eat the pollen, they will absorb a little bit of the nutrients. But most of the nutrients after digested, they're going to vomit it out as royal jelly for the queen to eat. That makes the difference. That's why queen bee is different. Okay? Normal worker bee, 21 days, they will come out. Drones, a bit lazy lah. 24 days only come out as a drone bee. But the queen bee is different. Queen bee, only 17 days you have a queen bee. And what's so special about the queen bee is what she eats. All the female bees are born the same. For the first 3 days, you will have royal jelly. something that the bee digested, vomit out a lot of nucleic acid, because we need to double boil. We don't need double boil for the bee because bee will double boil themselves in the stomach and vomit out the best nutrients up for the queen to eat. So the first 3 days all eat the same. But after 3 days you shift to honey and pollen, and you're going to be confirmed a worker bee. But you continue feeding the baby bee 7 days of royal jelly, you become a queen bee. So queen bee are not born unnurtured. So what you give her, that will make her difference. So nutrients is very important. So you want to be treated as a queen, then take royal jelly lah. Simple as that. Okay? Royal jelly is very, very strong in a lot of nutrients, especially in building the DNA, RNA, high in nucleic acid. So you want to live long, strong, royal jelly is very good for you. And then they have one thing very unique about it. Is this antidepressive, mood enhancing, and anti-aging. Okay, why do I say so? Because all these things, the honey and bee pollen is already very healthy. But in order to get all the nutrients in that, you need to properly digest it. Just like the honey, the bird nest I mentioned, the essence of chicken I mentioned, they have to double boil very long to get the essence. But the bees have done it for us. That's why the bee already know what's double boiling through their stomach. They did that for the queen. So when the queen eating this, you have all the nutrients you require for the cell to duplicate and have anti-aging effect. And the last thing I want to share with you is the propolis. Propolis is also very important. Okay, this is for the immune system. We can build, just like ladies like to have this whitening effect, skin very white, very nice. But after you take in all the nutrients, you get a very fair skin, and then you go in the cell for half an hour. What will happen? You get tan again. So if you don't protect, it will not have a long-lasting effect. So the protection of the body comes from propolis, and how the bees they use this. What is propolis? Simple make it. It's the outer clay of the beehive. Look at it, it's only clay here. Look very dirty some more. These are the very, very good things. Okay? These are the things that protect the bees from all those infection, and it's been used long time ago during mummy time. The Egypt, they used propolis to kind of mummify people, so it will not have germs in there. And scientists have did the same thing too. They put dead mouse into a beehive, and notice that what will happen? It becomes a mummy bee. Because the bee will encapsulate the layer of propolis, and no germs can grow in there. It will not fermentate, it will not decompose. So this is how they make their propolis. So bees don't go to flowers, they go to all these leaf, tree bark and chew to get the resin, the rubber. Okay? Because this rubber is the immune system of the plant itself. So they bring it back to build their beehive. So that beehive is very, they call it very clean, no germs in there to protect them. Now this is how we get the propolis. Okay? It's like a clay thing. There. Simple as that. Okay? Natural antibiotic, antifungal, so this is the propolis, very good. And then the most important thing I'll share with you, because it's quite fast, and then share quite a lot of things. And then it seems that a lot of people don't get the point of today's points, because we share quite a lot of things, so I need to do a summary here. First thing comes first, our age can definitely reach 120 is because of hair break limit that we already studied, we know that, the telomere thing. And then how to make it happen, again, through a lot of nutrition, okay, and a lot of DNA repair, damage, everything. The nutrients that we require, something that you already know, is called nucleic acid. How to get it? Through double boiling your food. Make it digest until the smallest particles, you will have the nucleic acids. If you don't, you can actually take something like royal jelly, will be very good too. But overall nutrition, according to your food pyramid, my plate. If can't, you're not sure whether having sufficient nutrients, you can take some honey and some bee pollen should be good enough already. So today's topic is basically giving a very rough idea. I didn't go very deep because halfway through a lot of people is already dozing off because it's a little bit too in-depth to some of you. But I think want to make it easy is want to have a very good Q&A session with you because I think you all enjoy Q&A session more. So any question that I'd like to ask about anything related to health, not necessarily must be on anti-aging.
Can you check on just now you mentioned about the pollen?
Yes.
In the market, sometimes we see like there are people selling the bee pollen. So
Yes.
can we actually confirm whether it's bee pollen or pollen? Like you say that the guy was actually
Yes, yes,
Are
yes.
they-
Harvesting from the tree just by
Yeah.
vacuum.
Are
Like,
they selling those in the
yeah,
market?
yeah.
So how can we differentiate?
The first thing differentiate is very simple. If they mention that they actually break the pores, in Mandarin, 破壁花粉, that means they have to break the pores by grinding it into fine dust. That is definitely not from bee.
Oh,
That's the one thing you know about it. Because you cannot absorb it. So when you mix with water, it kind of float up on the top of the water, it doesn't dissolve. And that is the
and
one.
that will cause allergy.
Yes, because the pores is still there.
Oh.
So one thing. And second thing, very simple. Look at, I'll say, you have a glass of water, pour the bee pollen on the top there. If really bee pollen, it will sink. If the A one, it will float. Because A pollen, you need to being brought by air, so you must be lightweight. Bee pollen is different. You need to attract the bee come over to carry, so it's a bit heavy. So the bee pollen tends to sink, the A pollens tend to float. Okay? And then one more thing is, you can look at bee pollen itself is, when the bee collect from different flowers, so the grains of bee pollen is going to be different color. A lot of one dot like spores is different variety, big size, small, big, more or less. But the A one basically is one version, uniform from one plant.
Same size.
Same size, the A one should be same size. From same tree, there's vacuum from one tree. But for bees, different, they go and collect from different flowers. So you have a different version of pollen at the same product.
The green for polycide, I saw I bought in China, it's
Yes.
liquid one.
Yes, you can use a super critical extraction method to extract it. But extraction, you have to understand, if they use high super critical, it's good. Some they use, we call it alcohol extraction. That is not good. They just dissolve, because a propellant is very dirty. Look at just now it's a autoclave. So what they do, they just dissolve it in the alcohol, and then take out the alcohol. So everything dissolved in there, take out the alcohol, and then heat it up. So alcohol will evaporate, but left is the propolis. This is what they do. But a lot of nutrients will be gone, because you don't get the whole thing. You just get all the soluble version of it. And alcohol is also not so good for the body. So how do you know? Simple. If you have a glass of water, drip the propolis in there, stir it, it becomes white. And then opaque, not transparent, it's alcohol.
Can you repeat that? You said-
Glass water,
Okay.
1 drop of propolis, stir it. If the water becomes opaque, that means not translucent, opaque, white, then it's alcohol in there. If you drip, stir it, still transparent, then there is no alcohol.
That is pure, that will be.
Another version they call supercritical extraction method, a more advanced method to kind of squeeze out the propolis stuff.
So by right, just take royal jelly rather than you have honey and bee pollen, or just
Yeah.
take royal jelly good enough.
Yup. So
One
like
product.
eating your meal a day, every meal is like having royal jelly,
Just
just pollen and
royal
honey. But once in a while you take essence of chicken instead of taking your royal jelly.
So I mean to replace that, just take royal jelly, one product, that's it.
Should be sufficient
Should
if you're
be,
eating a
yeah.
meal. If you're having your 3 meals a day and then it's quite balanced, royal jelly will be superb already. You're having more than enough, the royal jelly. Because royal jelly is a bit more advanced because it's pre-digested. It's like a double ball version done by the bee. So you have all the nutrients meant for your DNA. If you eat your normal meal, you might not be able to digest to that level. That's the only difference.
Why the boiler leaving the bee pollen need to be in a tablet form and not like in a powder form?
The reason why behind it, I cannot say for sure, but I do like the formulation. Why? Because they actually added honey in there. You read at the label.
Yeah, there is honey.
Because honey works very well with pollen. Okay. Actually, when the bee, when eating their meal, they don't take honey alone. They don't take the pollen alone. They call it a bee crumb. Bee crumb is actually a combination of pollen and honey. They kind of mix honey in the pollen first, and then before they consume it. Why? Because honey contains even higher enzyme, so it helps you to break it down easier. So when you take it in, you can absorb faster. Not bee crumb, bee bread. Something like that. So it's a combination of pollen and honey. And I think that's the reason why the company do it that way. Of course, I didn't ask them, but I do like that type of formulation. Because honey works very well with pollen. Okay? Any more questions? You think that unclear?
What if I just take 1 teaspoon of honey, that's it? The one forever living morning?
What result you want to achieve first? That's the most important thing.
Can I achieve that or not? No.
The 113 years old.
Whether be healthy in the way that the cell just on honey. No.
Honey and pollen, they're actually doing a very fundamental thing. Like I said, they are just like taking the 3 meals a day. Because all the nutrients they have it and you can digest, you can absorb. That's about it. If your body have no additional type of factors that are contributing to aging, that is sufficient.
Just honey.
And eating your 3 meals a day.
Yeah, the honey morning, just a teaspoon.
Basically, Jackie want to let you know one thing is a lot of people like overhype up certain things, make it a myth. Basically, you having a 3 meals a day,
Yes.
sufficient nutrients, and your body can digest, absorb, metabolize, you are good already. You are good. Because all the nutrients come from food. But when you can't achieve that, that's why supplements comes in. And different supplements play different role. Your honey is to improve digestion. Your pollen is all the nutrients that you might lacking from your diet. And once in a while, you need to extra boost your body with certain nutrients like the bird nest and essence of chicken. Then that will be your royal jelly. It's either way. Just like ladies lah, the reason why is that all this bowl thing that ladies are taking also double boil, have to boil very long. Only then you can break it down. Only then you have the impact. You can just stir fry and then you don't see the result. Yes.
Is there any control amount of honey you can consume per day?
Per day.
You cannot over consume, right?
True. So basically, if you don't have a regulation or a statement or a standard how much you should be taking, simple, make it easy. Usually, if you're taking a tablespoon, 3 tablespoons to 5 tablespoons, it's definitely okay. 1 tablespoon is considered like 15 ml.
So there's 2 tablespoons after a meal?
Usually it's before a meal we recommend. Because enzyme works better when to trigger the whole digestion. So after your meal you take it, you don't see the result.
Same goes to the pollen?
Pollen you can take more than that. Pollen can take more than that. But of course, pollen is usually they measure is either tablet or powder, they use tablespoon.
I used to try before the sachet one. It's like those 4 seeds.
Yeah, it's like green.
Yeah.
Yes. That one is the most natural version of it. They didn't add anything. Because the bee pollens come from the plant is actually like that, grains. So usually one sachet is around the most 5 gram. The most 5 gram is like 1 teaspoon. So you can take 5 to 6 of that, it's still okay, I think.
What happens if you overeat it?
No worry. It's like having a bowl of rice, extra. So like 3 bowls of rice, 1 bowl extra. A bit full, that's about it. It won't cost any harm because it's very fundamental nutrients. And come to this part, I think I'll share a little bit more about supplements. A lot of people will have this issue thinking supplements like medication or cannot take over or cannot take little, won't see result, cannot take for too long, then it will not have any additional result. These are the common concepts people still not very clear. I want to clarify one thing first. In Malaysia, our supplements are registered under Ministry of Health under Drug Act. So you can see that it's written that if pregnant, ask your doctor. It sounds like wow, very serious, cannot simply take. It's not. Supplement is still very safe. It's just that regulated under Drug Act, so they have to write all these things. Just like other drugs. This is actually formality required. Second thing, supplements, they actually separate into 3 different categories according to their function. The first category is overall nutrition, like bee pollens, like all the soya powder that you drink, all the multivitamins and minerals that you take, is falls under the first category. These categories are meant to supplement what you're lacking from your diet. So you don't eat 3 meals regularly, you don't go according to food pyramid, you need something like this. More like a safety net. At least having multivitamin in my body, eat lesser this and that, still sufficient. This is the first category. And please don't take too much of this. If you take too much of this, like taking too many bowls of rice, it's the same thing. Take protein powder, then take multivitamin, and then take bee pollen again. It's the same thing. They all serve the same purpose, giving you all the nutrients you require for the day. Yes. And then we have the second category. Second category, I mentioned this a lot already, is actually the protection part. Okay, you can live without it. You don't think it's okay. The first one, you have to take some basic nutrients. Second part will be like antioxidants. All these things that people taking the grapeseed, all this lycopene, pinogenol, now is the astaxanthin, zeaxanthin, quite a lot of these scientific names, is to protect the body from all these toxin-free radicals. This is for protection. You take better protection. Don't take no protection. That's about it. Okay? It's not compulsory, but it's recommended. But it's the same thing too. You don't have to go for like multiples. I've seen people taking antioxidants the whole day, all these fruit juice, packet, and then blend themselves, juicing themselves. Don't have to. You think around 5 to 6 types of vegetables, different colors is more than enough.
What about kefir and yogurt?
Kefir and yogurt is to improve digestion. That will be the third category. So the second category is only for protection. Even the propolis is all for protection. You don't take it's okay. But you take it, you won't feel, you don't get easily sick. You kill germs more, immune system stronger.
After you got propolis, you got sore throat, you feel it's good.
It's very good, very good. It can help you kill germs, so it's good. So that is for protection. You have that, it protects more. Yes.
The propolis, the bottle for forever living
Yeah.
all this. He put
It's
only
tablet
adult. He never put children. So can actually children consume?
Can. No problem. It's nutrients, basically children, a lot of people quite worried. Things for adult, is it suitable for children? Because medication, they have two different categories. For children, the dose is much slower. That is much higher. But just like nutrition is not a drug. Just like children, can they eat rice? Can. Can eat rice. If you can finish a bowl, very good appetite. Cannot, half bowl will be sufficient. So it's no big deal. Still can take. Okay? So protection, propolis is protection. Then you have the third category. This is, we call it specific function type of supplements. You take it for a very specific reason, for a very specific purpose. Like kefir, yogurt, all these things is to improve digestion. So you have bloatedness, indigestion, burping a lot, constipation, that it will be very good. Okay, you don't have that need to take, not necessary at all. Okay, and then the ladies are always taking this, we call tong hui la, pat san la, all these things, right? Do you need it? If you are still having menses, yes, no.
No
If not,
menses, forget about it.
forget about it. What is for? You tell me. People say, oh, that is for you to rebuild back your menses. Now I already menopause, now what I need it for. So you don't need it.
Does it interfere with the hormonal system?
No, it's just giving you raw mat for your body to produce your own hormones.
Oh, that dong way? I
Yes.
thought like some of them they say it's for vitality, like give you better
Energy, yes. When you're having your menses, it does give you that. But once you enter menopause, it doesn't give you that anymore.
This is for the joint, joint what?
Joint is not tong gui. Tong gui is angelica.
过来上嘛。
Collagen is the Korean ginseng. That's for blood circulation, for qi circulation is good.
好上咩？
Taoism is also for the blood circulation. For joints, they don't use and ginseng that much. They might use a lot of this, we call it
Look, my
curcumin,
friend
bong,
recommend me
chong
to take for joint to take the 桃膏
gel type of things.
Gel with 好上。
First thing, the gel is, it makes sense. Why? Because the gel is actually something like you use for your lubricant for your joint. We call it hyaluronic acid. It's still applicable, but for the powder, it's a different effect. Because if you want to bring the nutrients to there, you must have a good blood circulation. So it's indirectly. And one last thing about the three, quickly on. So when you mention anything, I will actually put into these three categories.
What about ginseng? Ginseng is under number 1.
That
Number 3,
specific,
Glucosamine also under that, right?
specific function.
Specific
Normally we don't
function.
take it. Ginseng normally we don't need it. It's for a very specific reason. That is for increasing blood circulation. Blood qi circulation. Ginseng you can use that.
If you're tired lah.
Yeah. So if you're already very after a marathon, very tired, you take ginseng, you tabukuno. Yes. Because when you're very big and then blood is not flowing that well already, you cannot take ginseng.
And Charles, what's the reason behind it when they say if you take glucosamine, you can't take for long term, you have to take a break? What's the reason behind it?
That's right. When it comes to all these three,
Yeah.
the first one you can take for life because it's just like eating your rice now. Second one, taking or without taking also no effect one because it's just like protecting. So when you need it, it's the time where everyone's sick, you can see the difference. Whether you do protection or not, you don't do protection. So that one also won't give you much. It's the third one, specific function supplement, like glucosamine is in the third category. So when you take that for a very specific reason, you want to build back your joint. Once it's built back, so what happened? Good already, no? So do you continue? No. Specific supplements is only when you need it for that moment. Once things done, forget about it. If not, your body will depend on it. Just imagine, glucosamine can be easily available from all the fruits or even the joints of the beef, fish oil. Fish oil don't have it. Cartilage, no, the shark cartilage oil has it. Shark cartilage oil. Normal fish oil don't have it.
So
Normal
the
oil
fish
is
oil
only
will
omega.
come under number 2 or number 3?
Number one.
Number one.
The fish oil. one.
Fish oil is number one. It's the basic thing that we need a day. The omega fish oil we need every day one. That is category first. So cartilage oil is 3, especially for joints. So when you build the joint with the raw mat, okay, getting better. You don't stop. You keep on taking until a day whereby your body, without these nutrients, I don't do my work. Why? Because I eat any other thing, I need to digest lah, form myself, build myself. And now, no need. This one is like ready form. So what will happen? Your body will depend on it. Just like fiber. Fiber, some people take it to pass bowel. Fiber is can come from your fruits and vegetables. It's okay. But some people take it, oh, pass better. So every day take fiber, then what happen? Without taking fiber, they cannot pass bowel. Your
So
body
what is
depends on it.
the time frame in your taking all this?
For joints, 3 to 4 months. It takes 3 to 4 months for the joints to get better. Very simple. When you are injured your joint, when you plaster by doctor, how long it takes to heal? How long? Don't know. 3 to 4 months.
3
Huh?
to 4 months.
Yeah. So it's just let it to 3 to 4 months. Heal, no heal, stop. If not, heal, congratulations, you should stop. Doesn't heal, it means that your body is not using that nutrient to do this job. If you're going to continue supplying, it will not give you any result either. Your body will be dependent on it. So
Oh,
stop.
that means like if my mom is taking all this osteoporosis, her osteoarthritis.
Mm-hmm.
So after 3-4 months, I have to ask her to stop.
Yeah, shift something else. Because the body is not using that to replenish. If you replenish, you should be much better already.
So stop then? Are you going to start again? No.
Yes, maybe later on if it doesn't, if the condition didn't improve further.
Yeah, like.
For example, like
Okay.
50% problem, joint problem. Now taking this improve to better 60% already. Then you stop. Then it might deteriorate a little bit 50 over. When you take it, it will from 50 over to go up to 60 plus. So we'll slowly improve from that. But if you're taking just continuous like 50, take until improve 60, and then the more 70, and then it will just stagnant there already. Because you're constantly providing, your body will get lazy.
Oh, that means you take for 3 months, take a lapse of
1-2 months.
1-2 months, then
Yes.
you go back.
If you
again.
need to let it improve again by taking that. If not, you don't. That's why because you're already from 50 to 60 that means your body already know how to improve.